Does DEP ever award grant monies to individuals or organizations outside of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania?
That's a good question. I'm not 100% certain of the answer.
Could you get back to us on
certainly,
that and
certainly.
let us know? And how much does DEP spend yearly on educational outreach, public relations, or marketing?
I'm not sure the amount on the communication side, but that's something we can certainly get. And then there's 5% of our fee, our fines and penalties go into the environmental education account, for example. So we give out grants and operate an environmental education center out of DEP that supports environmental education across the Commonwealth.
The reason I bring that up, and I do want to thank you, just recently, within the last year and a half, you did boots on the ground up in north central Pennsylvania, and you saw firsthand the devastation of some significant wet water events that we had up there. And I just recently, between the 83rd District and the 84th District, we have a state highway now that has been completely shut down. And primary reason, from what I understand, is a stream that decided to choose its own way. And of course, nothing was done about it. It's almost like the adage, I remember an old adage, if you ignore a problem, it'll go away. I think the new modified one is that if you ignore the problem, it'll slide over into somebody else's budget. Because PennDOT now is faced with a multi-million-dollar fix. And we'll be having a hearing with them coming up soon. And I'm going to ask them the same question, if they appreciate the fact that our stream banks are being ignored and raising havoc with their budget. So I just question if this time where we have more need, some of these budget items, should it not be diverted to fix immediate problems that ultimately are going to cost us, whether it's in your budget or PennDOT's budget or DCNR's budget or anybody's budget within the state, folks that deal with taxpayer money, would it not be better to start fixing some of these problems? And one other thing, I do want to thank you. The fact that we're able to get underneath our bridges and clean out the sand and gravel bars, that's been very helpful because water does a lot better when it goes under a bridge rather than over top of it. But we do have significant problems, as you saw firsthand, and I really would encourage some dialogue getting our budgetary priorities in line.
So the couple things, again, within that, and thank you for all of the work and attention up in your region related to this. One is we have tried to be more communicative about this, making it very clear, the red light, yellow light, green light kind of documents out there about here's what you can and can't do in a stream. We have a pilot project we're engaged in with Bradford County to allow them to do some emergency permitting and training of folks up there. Some of, and didn't mention as we were having the 105, 102 reg discussion earlier, some of what we want to do within those regs is simplify process for, and frankly, the types of things that you need to do to address some of these issues are not just about keeping the stream where it is, but also flood protection, stream bank erosion, sediment going downstream. It's water quality, it's flood protection, it's all of it, right? All mixed together. And some of what we're looking at in 102, 105 is how do we simplify those processes for people who are trying to do environmentally responsible activities, right? So making sure we are supportive of those. The last thing I think important to mention within this, because it's been background of a lot of the conversation around here, is, we have seen 10% increase in precipitation across the state. We modeled out that to see another 8%, 14%, 8% increase across the state between now and 2050, 14% winter precipitation, in that same time frame, we're going to see more storms that are heavier, more located, and in particular in an area with glaciated soils, as you have, that's exactly where we see those impacts, right? So being attentive to that is important.
Well, thank you very much, but, you know, we got to quit studying and we have to start fixing it. And I think there's money in this budget that can be diverted from outside entities, and we really do need to start fixing our internal problems because it's just costing too much money elsewhere. Thank you.